What's going on, guys? I don't know why I did that explicit intro. What's going on, guys? It's Original Quincy here, and I'm back with another video, man. It's been a minute since I uploaded, and today I'm bringing you guys why I joined the Army at 18 years old. Is it really worth joining the Army these days? Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, guys, so by the title, you know I'm in the Army. Cool. Check this out. So, guys, I signed a contract to join the Army November 18th, 2019. I signed a 6-year reserve contract, and I am a 92 Yankee. Now, you're probably wondering, why did I join the Army? I'm gonna tell you guys how I joined the Army in the first place. Like, you know what I'm saying, how I got to the point where I am now. So, it was my senior year, and so this is how I joined the Army. I joined the Army low-key because of my ex-girlfriend. Like, she kinda, I'm gonna explain how. My ex texted my phone and she said, my recruiter is doing ASVAB test today. You should text her and see can you join along. And I was like, you know what? That's the way you get out of school, because I don't want to go to school today, bro. Like, I did not feel like going to a half day. I was like, bet. So I hit up the recruiter. I was like, yo, so and so, blah, blah, blah. The recruiter pulled up. This is like my first time actually meeting a recruiter in person. Like, so I never met this recruiter. Like, we texted over the phone, gave him my information and stuff so he can set up the test. So I went with the recruiter to go take the test, and in the car was 2 other students I went to school with. I didn't really know these students, but like those are the students you see, be like, hey, what's going on? But you don't really talk to them type stuff. Like, you cool with them, but you don't really know them. So cool, we have a little mini chat in the car or whatnot, and my recruiter gave me some advice from taking the ASVAB. And personally, I think you guys should take this advice as well. Before you take the ASVAB test, make sure you eat a Snickers and drink a Mountain Dew. Thank me later. But yeah, and let me let you guys know right now, before I even took the ASVAB, I had no idea what the ASVAB was. I didn't study for it, none of that. Like, I went into that thing clueless. I went in clueless, I signed a contract clueless, all that. So my recruiter is in the car going over what the ASVAB is. She's basically saying, like, it's basically, you know, if you pass the 10th grade, it's stuff over the 10th grade. So I'm like, okay, 10th grade was easy. Anyways, so we going down there. We get to the station. I take my ASVAB test, and keep in mind, there's 2 other people that like I went with. So we all have to finish the test. So I take my ASVAB test. I end up passing my ASVAB test on the first time. The 2 other people I went with, they failed their ASVAB test. I don't know how the hell you failed the ASVAB, but apparently a lot of people failed the ASVAB. That's why my recruiter was so hyped about me. Like, oh my God, you passed the ASVAB. Oh my God, you got a whole lot of jobs. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm just like, okay, what are my jobs? Like, tell me what my jobs are. So turns out when I got the score on my ASVAB, it was low, but I qualified for a lot of jobs. If you don't know the ASVAB, it's really weird. Like, you can get an 80 on the ASVAB, but like there's certain jobs that like you need high scores. Like, for example, like to pass the ASVAB, you need a 36 on the ASVAB, right? To like really get anywhere for real. I got a 48 on the ASVAB, and I didn't study for it at all. I didn't know nothing about it. If I would study for it, maybe I got like a 60 or something. I don't know. But so she told, that's basically it, you know what I'm saying? So she tells me the jobs I qualify for, and basically I qualify for a whole bunch of like jobs that deal with paperwork, such as like 88 November, 92 Yankee, basically a lot of logistics jobs. Long story short, I qualified for a lot of logistics jobs. And the original job I was offered by my recruiter was a 3-year active contract to become an 88 November, which is a vehicle coordinator or something like that. And I was gonna take that job until like my mom, she was like, nah, don't do that. I don't want you working with vehicles or nothing like that. And really, I wasn't really necessarily working with vehicles. I was just handling how one vehicle gets to from one place to another. So I didn't say that taking that job. I wish I would have took that job. I wish I would have went active, but instead I signed a reserve contract. So I was like, nah, I don't want that. Okay, some days go past by, and then she tells me about the new job that opened up, which is 19 Yankee, and that's a unit supply specialist. And I was like, that doesn't sound bad. I'll take that. So she was like, all right, cool. We schedule up a day for me to go in and, you know, sign my contract. And I didn't know it was a reserves contract until I'm sitting down there signing it. I wait all day in MEPS, and like, let me tell you, bro, MEPS, it's like you wake up early, you go to MEPS, and you sit there all day watching like some old movies, and you can't have your phone, none of that. You just sit there in boredom, and like you're just waiting and waiting until like your name is called. So by the time I was called up to sign my contract, like I was honestly like beat. So me signing that reserve contract, I was like, freaking F it, like I don't care, bro. Like I'm just trying to get out the door at this point, so I can just get this out the way. And honestly, that's not the way to think, man. Make sure when you sign that contract, you really think about what you're doing. Cause like when I did it, I didn't necessarily think about what I was doing. I signed a reserve contract to go to college, of course, but in reality, I wish I would have signed an active duty contract, because currently I'm trying to go active duty, but that's another story. So yeah, man, I signed a 6-year reserve contract, and the moment you sign a reserve contract, you're automatically in the Army, which was a good thing because I was still a senior in high school. So really, it would be like a whole year would go by the time I get out of basic training, which was in July. Well, I know by the time I go to basic training and then I get out, then I go to AIT, so I won't be back home until around November, which is the same time I signed my contract. So really, I'll be serving 5 years in the reserves. So low-key, I was a smart move on my part. Now that's how I joined the Army. Now that's how I joined it. Now, why did I join it? I personally joined the Army because I was looking for an opportunity to get ahead out of high school. Because when you graduate, you're basically on your own. You gotta figure out a way to, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you gotta get a job and all that. And all those pressures, bro, like, especially with going to school, how my parents really telling me, like, you should go to school and you need to get a degree and all that. I wanted to go to school, but I didn't want to be in debt and caught in the rat race. So I took the smart option, which was join the military to cover my schooling. And that was the main goal of me going to the military, was for school and also the benefits. I mean, health care, dental care, all that I don't use, which I wish I used. And really, another reason why I signed a reserve contract is so I can focus on school even more, seeing I'll be at home. But I didn't realize that the reserves doesn't necessarily cover all your schooling. They cover, let me tell you guys something. When they say, yeah, we cover your schooling, we pay for your school if you sign a reserve contract, no, it doesn't work like that. How it works is the reserves pay for up to $4,500 annually for your schooling. So you really won't be going to school like full on paid for type stuff. Like they pay a good portion, but like, you know what I'm saying, you're probably gonna be going to community college or something like that if you didn't get scholarships from high school, FYI. So if you didn't get no scholarships from high school and nothing like that, you better take your booty active and, get that GI Bill. That way you can really have some money for college, because that's what I wish I would have done. Another reason why I joined the reserves, I would have to say because of this position that my recruiter told me about called AGR. And AGR is Active Guard Reserve. It's the equivalent of going active, except that you'll be at home and you'll probably be working for your unit like a 9 to 5. Now with AGR, you get the same active duty benefits as everybody else. You get this, you get that. Oh no, not this and that, let me explain. You get the health care, you get the dental care, you get the VA loan, you get the GI Bill, and you get BAH because, you're AGR. So that's what I wanted to do with the reserves, and that's still my goal with the reserves before I end this contract. That's what I want to get. But I have to realize that AGR is very competitive, and the rank you need to get it is E4. But I currently am not an E4. I'm gonna hit E4 this year, but gotta be some time. My recruiter kind of deceived me, making it seem like my unit can just really get me up there so I can get AGR. She can help me out with this AGR packet, but AGR is kind of hard to get into. That's one of the reasons why I'm deciding to go active duty, which I'll explain in another video. So there's that. Now, do I regret joining the military at 18? No, I do not regret joining the military. But what I do regret is signing a reserve contract when I should have went active, because currently I'm trying to go active. I should have just went active initially so I don't have to worry about it. If I go active, I don't want to become dependent on the military. Like, I don't want to get comfortable with the military to where if my contract ends and I'm like, dang, like, Now I gotta go in the real world. I gotta figure things out on my own type stuff. Nah, let me sign another contract. I don't want to deal with that. No, what I want to do is I want to serve my time in the military and get out and just go live my civilian life. I don't want to get attached and do 20 years in the military, because this may be like a reason, like why would you do that? But like one reason I don't want to, you know, do active duty is because of this. Like, what the hell is that? But that's one reason. And another reason is, bro, like, you sign your contract on that dotted line. That means you sign your life away. That means like you could really, we go to war, like they gonna send your ass out there type shit. And like, honestly, I know that's what I signed up for. And if Joe Biden sends us to war right now, I'm ready for that shit. Like, I'm ready to put my life on the line for this country. But I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I want to do this while I'm still young, and hopefully hopefully nothing bad happens to me while being in the military. But yeah, man, do I recommend for you to join the military at this age? Well, do I recommend you join the military during this time? Yeah, I would recommend it, you know what I'm saying? I would recommend you join the military, but keep in mind, make sure you use the military to your advantage. The military will use you no matter what you do. The military will use you. You have to learn to use the military yourself. Take advantage of what the military gives you. If it gives you schooling, go to school. Like, you gotta remember what you joined the military for. Remember what you joined it for and stick to those plans. And I have a friend that's active duty, and she enjoys her life in the military, but you know what I'm saying, you get distracted because of how much fun you may have drinking with your buddies and all that. But just remember why you joined at the end of the day. And my phone blowing up because my ex still texting me. Crazy how these exes still want you after all these years. Probably because I'm an American soldier now. She trying to get some kids out of me. I ain't going for it. But without further ado, guys, it's been Original Quincy here. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and tell a friend, tell your auntie, tell your mama, tell your daddy. But I'm gonna head out. So peace.